What are the odds of us getting the guy who plays young Luke Skywalker in the deep fake stuff to say on MakingStarWars.com, and so we could get young Luke doing it too? Do you think he'd do it for us?
Yeah.
Maybe if we ask him, he'd show up and do it. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
So today, and the first part of the series, I was going to do 4 parts, but we're going to do 3 parts. I'm gonna add to them together. And the first part,
that guy have set up a cameo by now, though, Jason? Like, seriously, the young Luke guy, he should have a cameo. You know, cameo where you can pay people to do messages.
Like word up. That cameo.
You don't know of cameo?
Word up. The song.
No, like literally, it's a site you go pay people like $200 to give you a message.
Oh,
you know, like a video message and shit like that. Yeah, like you could pay.
Oh,
and I'm like, that. Look, if I were a guy who played Luke and didn't get my own face in there, right? You get that guy, and then the deepfake guy would be able to match it all up. Like it's, anyone could at that point, right? You just get that dude.
But anyways, it's May 4th, you guys.
Lost on you. Okay,
I get it. I'm just not. Mark Hamill.
A year later, we got cameos, and then I gotta go. Oh, that's right. I never mentioned.
Mark Hamill did it for
my Taco Bills.
And you're like, oh, I could give this guy $200. I'm like, I'm not giving that guy $200. I'll give Mark Hamill $200.
I don't think he could charge $200. You know.
Well,
but the deepfake guy, look, the deepfake guy is like Admiral Piet. He's gonna demand a lot more than the Rick McCollums. Right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I just saw him at Jack in the Box in El Segundo a couple of days ago, so it's fucking fine. I'll just run into.
Hey, so this is the Jack in the Box I grew up at.
Okay. All right.
This is the actual, and my dad's water store would be facing, toward the camera, like across the street. Just look at it.
I like all these guys talking about like, oh, I gotta eat Jack in the Box, I gotta eat Taco Bell. I love Jack in the Box. I love
it's fucking disgusting.
I fucking love it. Nah.
But
I'm actually don't really. I'm not a big Jack in the Box guy. Actually, I don't like French fries. Isn't that weird?
You like French fries?
Yeah, your son's like. Whoa.
I know my son loves. I loved them when I was a kid. I don't like French fries, and so.
Do you like any type?
Yeah, my friends are gonna go.
My
friends are gonna go, but you ate Jack in the Box when we were teenagers. I'm like, yeah, I got real fucking fat. Like,
oh, sure. Yeah.
Remember that? You're forgetting that.
Do you like any type of chips?
Huh?
No, not a big potato chip guy either. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Not a big potato guy. Crisps. Yeah, here we call them chips. Just chips. But since I don't like chips on any continent, I figure it's fine. I don't like chips. Yeah.
Even the show.
That's fair, yeah.
Hey, Rick Jones, may the force be with you, man.
May the force be with you.
This guy from Coruscant says, happy day, everyone. Greetings from Mexico. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Hola.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. Always cool to have people from around the world. We got a buddy in Mexico. We got a buddy in Australia. We got a buddy in Jack in the Box. And me.
The cult is growing.
The cult is it's an international cult.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to support the channel and my continuing ability to garner scoops and get them and stuff like that, you can become a channel member, Patreon supporter. Always appreciated. That growing definitely means we can continue with this endeavor of spoiling Star Wars stuff for your ears and eye holes. But so I have part 3 and part 4 up right now. I'm going to publish part 3 right now. And part 3 is going to, okay, there's part 3. I need to click view post so I could share it with you guys. All right. And we will get on with our end of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi coverage. And this next part is one of my favorite parts. So here it is. All right. The Gift. Part 3, The Gift. So, okay. Can you guys see it okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, part 3, The Gift. So, with the threat to Luke gone, so Reva has just stood before Luke Skywalker ready to kill him. And he's visibly shaken. And Reva's left. With the threat to Luke gone, Obi-Wan Kenobi walks away from the Lars homestead. The future is uncertain, but he has seen more good in the last couple of days than he has seen in the decade following Order 66. Beru consoles the shaking Luke Skywalker, who has just gone through a traumatic event he does not understand. To him, a strange woman with a laser sword attacked their farm and then just left. Owen accepts the outcome of the day's event and seemingly feels relief the worst did not occur. I am not sure if Owen has any words with Kenobi, but if he does, I am unaware of that sequence being filmed. But it does seem he understands that Kenobi is doing his job, even if he does not fully comprehend it. In the first chapter, Obi-Wan Kenobi purchases and places a T-16 Skyhopper toy from a Jawa and leaves it on the Lars property so Luke will find it. However, Owen finds it and puts it away. He thinks so poorly of Kenobi. When the series begins, he does not want him in the boy's life at all. Owen watches Kenobi leave for his cave. Owen retrieves the T-16 Skyhopper toy, and Owen places the T-16 Skyhopper toy, a gift from Kenobi in Chapter 1, into Luke Skywalker's hands. Luke's spirits are elevated, and he's going to be okay. So, yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool, actually. So in the opening of the series, we have Kenobi leaving the Skyhopper for little Luke. Little Luke, it's taken Luke. I don't know if Luke ever even sees it. I just know he puts it away, and then Luke Skywalker goes through this traumatic event, and Owen, in an act of love and pacification, I guess to some extent, gives the Skyhopper toy to Luke Skywalker, and that's the one, and he's happy. He's a child, so it removes him out of the moment. And he moves on to this next thing, and so that toy that we see. So when you see Luke Skywalker in that garage as a teenager with C-3PO, and he's playing with that like little toy, he still loves that thing. It's a little big for the toy. I'm gonna say, just a little big, but still kind of like
it's sentimental.
Yeah,
he doesn't get his first pube until he meets Leia, anyway.
That's why
for all the wrong reasons.
Oh man, but hey, you know what? When you go to Pornhub, people are into it, but apparently, but
yeah. Allegedly,
but yeah, so that opening, so I don't know, like I just like that moment was when I heard that, I was like, man, this is the moment that when I told a friend about it, he got a little teary eyed, a little bit teary eyed when he heard about upset Luke getting the Skyhopper. I think it's pretty cool, yeah.
Happy ending. We all love a happy ending.
Yeah, that's kind of like Owen. It's weird because it's the best resolution you can have between Uncle Owen and Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he can't just go, you know what, dude, train him, man, and hey, where's that lightsaber? Bring it over, give it to him. Come on, you know what I mean? Like all of that, like that can't happen. It doesn't happen. It's not what A New Hope has. So
real crying shame of it all too, Jason, is that we all won't be able to buy a T-16 Skyhopper anymore because they refuse to make vehicles. We have to go to eBay. Right. Get the old powers of the Force.
Ironically, I'm making fun of Luke. I think I got my first T-16 Skyhopper toy at about 17. So
yeah,
probably shut up.
Yeah,
remember they made it for Power of the Force 95.
The green box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved it.
We were like,
cool. But it's kind of cool in a way. Max Sandow. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Good. So we were talking about how Luke gets the Skyhopper toy from Uncle Owen after Reva nearly kills him. And what's that noise?
It's my air conditioner. I'll turn it on.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like somebody with like knives, and they're maybe going to murder you. Maybe.
Freddy's in the house.
No, I think they're going to murder somebody else. Hold on.
It might be Reva. It might be Reva looking to. She's like, I'm going to get that Skywalker boy.
Yes.
I'm going to get him.
Filoni's in the house. Filoni Kruger.
Yeah. Filoni Kruger.
I got little sporks. I just scrape them along the walls.
So yeah, but anyways, like in a weird way too. Like one thing I think that might go over people's heads to some extent is when you see Luke and he's like, if there's a planet that, the planet that's furthest from the action in the galaxy, like that's where you are 3PO. And he has that little ship. In a way, that's like it symbolizes Luke dreaming about being a star pilot in somewhere else and doing something more than being what Uncle Owen is, which is just a farmer, a moisture farmer. He's like it's a subtle moment. Maybe it wasn't even meant to mean that. I don't know. Maybe it was. I mean, they did build it and give it to him and the thing, but Obi-Wan plants that seed in a weirdest way, like that wanting the skyhopper and learning to pilot a ship and to be like that adventure. We could almost see in a strange way how Kenobi was an influence on that idea to Luke. It's not even really a very Jedi ideal in certain ways, like adventure. Jedi craves not things, but at the same time, it's what kind of hooks them in. It's how they reel them in. You know what I mean? To an adventure with Obi-Wan. That's how they get him on the path to becoming a Jedi after his family is brutally murdered by the Empire. That he moves on really quickly from because he's a psychopath. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean? But so it's kind of neat. But if anybody else has,
I haven't followed anything that you had today, so I'm kind of it's over my head a little bit.
Yeah. Well, basically, Reva figures out that Darth Vader's got kids.
Okay.
And then she's figured out that Leia, I think she figures out that Leia is the probably the daughter, because she does a mind probe on Leia, and then she figures it all out, and she goes to Tatooine to kill Luke, take Luke, turn Luke, sell Luke to the Emperor, train Luke herself. We don't know what her motivation is. She gets there. She's standing over Luke Skywalker with her lightsaber out, ready to kill him. She flashes back to her childhood. And she remembers being taken, just like around the age of Luke, to the Jedi Temple, made into a Jedi. And she remembers, being turned into an Inquisitor.
Okay.
And then she's like, sees this kid in front of her, and she has to make the choice. Am I going to do what they to this boy, what they did to me? And she can't do it. She just doesn't do it. She just doesn't take him. She doesn't kill him. She just decides to walk away and act like
she decided to make him the protagonist.
Oh no! Oh no!
Just like me.
Bait and switch. Yeah. So she just like walks away, and then like Obi-Wan's there, and he's just like, okay, I guess he just lets her go. I mean that's how I heard it, like when at least when I heard that they were filming on the day that I got that stuff. It sounds like they just let her go, and then Obi-Wan leaves, and Beru and Owen are just like, what the fuck, what just happened? And then Luke is crying, like Luke is scared. He just was almost murdered by this lady he's never seen before, who shows up with the space sword he's never seen before, and he's visibly shaken. And then Owen's like, fuck, I gotta do something for my little nephew here. And I guess, I don't know if he goes to a cabinet. I'm just gonna say he goes over to the cabinet, pulls out the T-16 Skyhopper, gives it to little Luke. Little Luke's like, all right, a toy, all right, I'm not gonna cry anymore. So it's sort of a very it's a touching moment from Owen to Luke, but also, like I said, it's the biggest, most in the story, the resolution between Owen and Kenobi that you can get, because we know Owen doesn't warm up to Kenobi and let him like hang out with Luke and train him. We know that doesn't happen. He's a crazy old hermit, is what he tells Luke. He doesn't, so it could only go so far. So that moment of him giving him the toy from Kenobi, yeah, it says a lot about Uncle Owen's stubborn heart, if you will. You know what I mean? For him, that is the biggest. That's the most you're ever gonna get. And I think it's in terms of the story, I think it's pretty genius, pretty fucking smart idea. You know what I mean? To make that T-16 Skyhopper sort of like symbolize that.
Yeah.
And now whenever you watch A New Hope, you're like, wow, Obi-Wan gave him sort of some of the ideas to want the T-16 Skyhopper, like to like want, you know, to be a pilot and stuff like that. Now, the T-16 Skyhopper is already there, the big one. The big one's already there in Attack of the Clones. So he probably doesn't let him fly it, stuff like when he's 10. But getting him that toy is probably when Luke starts to become a star pilot, wanting to become a star pilot, wanting to learn how to pilot ships, you know, and stuff like that. As we've seen in the Star Wars stories, not everybody's a pilot. Finn's like, I don't know how to fly a ship. Obi-Wan knows how, but doesn't like to. And it's like, so it gets laid out by Kenobi giving him this toy. That's what sets him up to be able to fly an X-Wing fighter in A New Hope. Luke never flew anything but that T-16. So in a weird way, like it's kind of like giving, so like he's not training Luke, but he's almost opening the door for his first skills. If we want to read into it, I think it's genius.
So that toy is the one that he like plays with, right? When he's sitting down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That little thing he just kind of like does this with, you know, when he's talking to the 203PO.
Still plays with his toys, Max.
Still plays with his toys.
So immature, my God.
As everyone runs off to go play Lego Star Wars and Fortnite, right? Nerds playing with his toys. I gotta go play Fortnite! It's Lego Star Wars! Ah! Like, all right, okay.
Okay, so this morning I did see that they had released the trailer or a trailer or whatever. So what was y'all's bet? I totally forgot what it was. So who eats what? You and Chris and Rob.
I'm just gonna eat what I always eat. and Rob was gonna have to eat Jack in the Box, but now he doesn't.
Yeah.
And Chris has to eat Taco Bell. They don't have Taco Bell. They have Taco Bell. But as I'm saying, I thought Taco Bell was Taco Bell, like just with a different name in Australia. It's totally something different.
It's totally different.
Yeah. It's something. So
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So Mexican food is my favorite food.
But that's not Mexican food.
But I'm saying in Australia,
this is Taco Bell's, Max.
No, that's Obi-Wan. Right? That's Obi-Wan,
right,
our buddy Wan.
Oh yeah, but he's at Taco Bell's. That's a real shot. This is actual reviews.
So Chris has to eat Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yeah.
Just pick something.
He has to eat Taco Bell.
Simple.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably get some chips or corn or something like that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Chris. Have you had Mexican food when you were down in San Diego? Like, have you had Mexican food in California?
The only thing, honestly, I had in San Diego was I used to go to Vons and get like the biggest packet of chips I could find, and I would have literally Jack in the Box chicken tenders every day for 14 days. So I was visit my cousin for 14 days, and for every single night, I would go to Jack in the Box. I miss it like crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, right. When you're here next time, try the Mexican food and because I will say,
he's like, I ordered the tacos at Jack in the Box. I had the Mexican food.
I go crazy when I go to the Midwest and I have to try it. It's like the Mexican food in the Midwest.
The thing about me, I'm the fussiest eater in history. So my diet consists of chips, pizza, pasta, and chicken. So those are the 4 things I eat.
You become a train conductor, you're gonna put on a lot of weight.
Yeah, I know.
You need to be running, bro.
I know. No running.
You may want to take a job in rickshaws or something. Like,
if I didn't play tennis, Rob, I'll be this big. I'll be a big boy.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna in 6 months' time. I'm gonna be a big boy. There's nothing wrong with being a big boy. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been there a few times. As you get older, the risk becomes exponentially dangerous. This is Taco Bell's, Max. This is where they serve spoilers 24 hours a day, right? Never-ending Taco Bell's.
Taco Bell? It's Taco Bell's?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said. I
Did
thought
you
you
see
said
him up
Taco
there?
Bill. Like,
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Taco
right there.
Bell.
He's right
yeah.
Taco Bell, yeah.
there. No, Taco Bell's.
Taco Bell Organa
And
Yes.
there's
Mm.
three.
on Taco Donna.
Spreezy's always welcome.
There's
Right there.
three like
Right there, I wrote it. Right there. Yeah. I gotta point out all the Easter eggs to you folks, but they're there.
You're, on my screen, you're like this big, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
piece of shit.
that- as well as my popularity in life, you know, it's about the same.
Right. So, yeah, I invited Phantom Empire, but I think he's still not home yet or busy. So, next time. But if you end up home, jump on, dude. And Dezalis DZ says, but this retcons A New Hope. Luke should have not seen a lightsaber until A New Hope. Does it say that? I don't think it explicitly says that. And he doesn't say the lightsaber.
He
Go,
also-
what's that? I've never seen one of those before. I have no idea what it is.
Okay, well, he also shouldn't have been getting a hard on for his sister, but we're well past this, you know? Like, Lucas already
They
started
just
with the
can't.
retcons. No, he's like, she's gorgeous. Look at her. We gotta go save her. Like, that is- come on, folks. Like, if this is the thing you're gonna complain about, let's just go all the way back to
Yeah.
1983. You know?
It's beautiful. And yeah, I got a feeling that it I don't know, man. Like I watched A New Hope after. I mean, this was months ago now. This is like 8, 9. What are we? We're in May. Yeah, this is like almost a year ago now that I first heard like around the time. It's a little less than that, but when they were filming this stuff, and I've watched A New Hope since then, and I've like watched how it interfaces and stuff like that. I gotta say, yeah, I don't think it really does. He just, Obi-Wan explains that it's a weapon of a Jedi and stuff like that. And if we want to, if you need to make it work for yourself, I mean, the one that he sees is a red blade, Reva's is a little bit different than the blue Anakin one. And they don't have a big discussion on it. It's a weapon of a Jedi, protect us in peace and justice for over 1,000 generations. It just, he kind of goes into it, and Luke's just like, cool, mine.
And to be fair, he could have been so traumatized at that moment that he don't remember any of it. I don't know if people are aware of like childhood trauma, or like I was about 10 years old, almost 10, right? Like between 8 and 10 when my mom abandoned me on Christmas. I don't remember the whole night. You know what I mean? I have glimpses of like that, and that's Chris. Like that, you would think once you remember, once you get, it doesn't work that way, folks.
Sure.
You remember that because you were watching the fucking movie. That kid was like, oh my god, I might die. I feel threatened. I don't know, like it's traumatic.
Well,
He doesn't. Luke doesn't go. Oh, those lightsabers are a speciality. He doesn't say shit like that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Not a good line. Like hunting Sith Lords is our speciality. Like, all right,
So Santa told Star Wars Politics that today they announced new Star Wars figures, new Kenobi Force Effects Elite Saber, and new Darth Vader helmet. That's cool, I guess. Phantom Empire says, appreciate the stellar content on Star Wars Day. Drop some likes, people. Yeah, that would be appreciated if you subscribe to the channel, become a channel member or Patreon supporter. And it's Mohawk.
Look,
Mohawk wants to hear the next part. I can tell.
Looks like I already made the celebration badges. What more must I do?
I talk shit to the audience.
Travis, I asked about Nanjiani playing Kitster, and I was told no.
Yeah,
But I wish he was Kitster. Like I would think it would be rad. I mean, like in a weird way, like it would have been kind of cool too if you think about it. Like it could be interesting if you made Kitster an interesting adult, and then he's like that's him. Like that's an you know what I mean? Like that's an interesting.
He humanizes Vader in a way. I mean,
yeah,
in a way that's I think is appropriate still. To that, like how
all
many
my
ties...
best friends are teaming up against me.
I feel like a YouTuber.
Yeah, and I agree, Travis. It would be cool to have seen an adult Kidster doing that. Like I'm with you, but I don't think that's where it's going. But Tyrant says I saw a lot of shit when I was a kid. When I was 19, I was like, whoa, shit, never saw that before. Yeah,
Obi
yeah.
woke Kenobi's ruining all my friends.
But we do have to be like real with this. I mean, this is a narrative, and if the narrative was going to say, Luke just forgot, it does in narrative structure, not reality, but in the narrative sense, it becomes like weak. It becomes like, oh, it was he doesn't even remember it. Like that's, you know what I mean? It plays that kind of logic plays weird.
Think about how many times you've been to Chuck E. Cheese when you were a kid. Do you remember every time? You can't.
Yeah, well,
It's impossible.
No, but does
it's Chuck E. Cheese.
Does Reva's lightsaber spin around in circles? I don't know if it does. I don't remember now.
Right.
And if it does spin around in circles, like, and it's a Tron thing that could go on your back like the fifth brother, if it does work that way for her, it's not exactly the same thing. It's not. I mean, I'm saying obviously it is, but you can make it work in the name of telling a fun story. I think. Travis says Luke is aware of the Clone Wars, so he's probably at least heard of a lightsaber. Also, we know Obi-Wan attempted to give him the saber as a child. Luke probably just forgot.
Yeah, he's Obi-splaining to Luke. Like, Luke already knows, but he's just like, oh, fuck, I know what a fucking lightsaber is, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they're buried out in the sand. You can't walk 3 feet in Tatooine without kicking up a fucking lightsaber. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. So Travis says, I'm hoping for an announcement of a new Aftermath trilogy of books after Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I think that I think that something like that would be neat, but I think it requires them to know where they're going. No, you cannot like Aftermath. The concept of Aftermath isn't bad. The aftermath of the big things and like all of those little like little vignettes that they did, those are all great. It's just Snap Wexley's stepfather's fucking stuff, and Mr. Bones is all right, I guess. But it's like, but the idea of that, like the day after stories, those can be compelling.
Better served as a Disney Plus show.
Sure.
I'm unimpressed with the books trying to correct shit,
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
They're better off. I don't read them, but they're better off making new stories with the books than trying to do something that's just going to be contradicted when JJ comes back. And he will. You'll see. Like,
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I know.
No, I really don't. I really don't think the vibe about episode 9. I think they're gonna give JJ a break for quite a while. But we'll see.
Yeah, but he'll be back.
I hope not. Jenna says, worried that characters like Reva and the other new characters will take up a lot of screen time and focus on primarily important topics will be overlooked, such as Kenobi and Anakin's relationship. Well, this story is not necessarily exclusively about Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship, though. And if you listen to the earlier parts, they give us a whole flashback to that stuff and like their connection. And during the duel, like I said, we can't we got to be careful that we don't take this expedited sort of bold points of the series and then go like that's all the subtlety. Now, but I will roll back and say I've spoiled the major stuff throughout Star Wars throughout the years. And that's always what I just said. It's always been true. But with episode 9, those bold points were all that there was. There was no subtlety beyond it. So, and I haven't seen
otherwise you end up with Cad Bane and Boba, where you got a character that everyone knows about, but then comes on, shows up, and then, whatever happens at the end. It's like, no, if you're going to give people a story in a series to watch, if it were a movie, the villain would get some time. You know what I mean? Like, you're telling me Krennic couldn't have benefited a little bit more in Rogue One with just a little bit more fucking Krennic time, Yeah. So
what happens, Matt, is Kumail Nanjiani, he's actually a mod. And when we start off, we see he's just Kumail Nanjiani. By the end of it, he's that droid. He's completely turned into a droid. He's the moddiest mod of all mods. Mod. and his name is Mod.
He gets into his.
M-A-U-D-E.
He's called the Iron Mod. He gets into a tank and right.
I am Iron Mod. Yeah, that'd be good.
John Favreau.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, Tyrant channel member, Tyrant. Thank you, Tyrant, for being a channel member as always. Rob, I remember every damn time I ate that shite pizza when I was terrified by the talking rat.
You think you do, but you don't.
Did you grow up in Ratatouille? Are you Ratatouille? You're the chef? Oh.
It's grabbing my ears.
Jedi Mike says, "All hail Lambhead, bringer of
We need to
spoilers and crops and rain."
We need a clever date for Lambhead Day, like May the 4th, May the Lamb. I don't know. Like there has to be some
Christmas,
specific Lambhead.
Everybody knows it is
god
on
we
the
worship
full
on
moon of
Christmas.
the winter solstice.
Yeah, we already worship pagan gods on. We
Like Santa? Hey, Jace, do you expect Obi-Wan will lightsaber fight the Inquisitors? I do. I do believe that we have those moments, like with like Reva and stuff. I believe like when they clash, but I can't say if it's a huge fight. I can't say, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Like it was like it's kind of hard to explain. You know, it's like they will do so many shots like in a day about certain things and what happened, and I'm just like getting those and then putting them together. So I'm just doing my best. Thank God they keep filming this shit. When they're doing Ahsoka, the other location for Ahsoka, 5 miles from my house. Ride my bike there. How cool is that? How fucking cool is that? I think I'm going.
You gotta get a Vespa. You gotta.
No, I need to. I think I'm gonna ride the bike. But yeah. So I do believe that. I think that will happen because the Inquisitors eventually know it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Obi-Wan doesn't. I don't think needs to be like, oh, I can't show my lightsaber. The Inquisitors are going to find me. Once the Inquisitors have found him, you know, it's lightsaber time. Pretty sure. Says now I don't think they're going to explain Obi-Wan once thought as you do line from Return of the Jedi. They do. If you read some of my earlier stuff about the duel, Obi-Wan talks about Padme to Darth Vader, and basically says like she knows Padme thought there was good in you. Padme believed, and so Vader's just like, I guess like no, there's not. Padme's wrong. That's why she's dead. So yeah, so there will be a little bit of that. I pretty sure that happens. I'm fairly
she's
certain.
smelling like a rose on her birthday deathbed.
Wait, is that the Batman song?
No.
Is that Kissed by a Rose?
No.
Oh, okay.
I am smelling like a rose.
No, that's the difference.
Me.
No.
Oh my!
No,
I just said it without the silhouette. Yes, that's why she's smelling like a rose
We're gonna start singing
on her birthday deathbed.
I Have Become Cumbersome by Seven Married 3 if we go down this path, Anakin.
Padme, you're smelling like a rose.
You're going down a path I cannot follow.
Okay, I'll stop.
Junkbox thinks Max looks amazing today. Max, you look amazing today.
Thank you, Junkbox.
Venom says, Phantom Empire, not sure if you figured this out, but could Kenobi disarm one of the Inquisitors to have a lightsaber in the first fight with Vader, or does he have his own by then? So he does have his own. He goes on to say, it's hard to imagine the rebel group with the critically injured Kenobi invading the Inquisitors and at the same time in close quarters. Hope it's done well. Yeah. So what happened was we had somebody who was involved in the filming of that stuff, and they were like, like Obi-Wan's like, you know, like disarmed, or I can't remember the way that they said it was so bizarre, and it was just more confusing. And I was like, okay, but what they were saying was adding up with things I had ascertained on my own like before then, and I was like, okay, so he goes in, but no, it's a little bit. I think we, you know, I'm not sure about that open. I haven't got to analyze the trailer because I've been doing the shows all day. So I haven't got to analyze the trailer to really like look at the contextual clues. But when we see Vader getting put together and we see Obi-Wan Kenobi like on that ship, That might be just Obi-Wan in the transport going to Dayu as Vader's being put together. Like those shots may actually go together, or it could actually be the other side of it. It could be him right before he fights Darth Vader. Not 100% based off of what I've been able to see so
Context.
far. So will he beat Darth Vader in the second battle or just escape him? He gets his ass kicked. Oh, in the second battle. Sorry, the first battle he gets his ass kicked. In the second battle, he holds his own because Qui-Gon Jinn pops into his ear. But let's see, I'm trying to catch up with the chat here, but I'm not going to be able to. So I think we're going to go on, and we're going to do the final part now, because that sounds like fun. The end, part 4. I'm going to hit publish now.
Exciting.
There we go. It's publishing, and it is published. All right, let me view the post, and then I will share it on the screen for your eye holes. Here we go. Slight delay. All right, Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 4 outcomes. So here we go. So this is the big moment, sort of. Okay, everybody cool? Everybody scared? You scared? You scared, Rob? Scared, Max? Scared, Chris?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, man. Today's my day. I won. I'm not scared.
You got one
I
thing
can do
right.
I can do no loss.
You got one thing right. I got the March 9th right. We're even.
You got me there.
So here's how people shake out here at the end and what happens to Reva. Reva returns to the So remember, Luke Skywalker just got his T-16. Reva returns to the underwater fortress on Nur. Even after discovering Obi-Wan Kenobi's deepest secret, she could not use it for her own ends or that of the Empire. Reva was not evil enough to kill the child of Anakin Skywalker. When Reva returns, she has to give a report about what transpired with the fugitive Obi-Wan Kenobi after he fled the skirmish with Darth Vader and she intercepted him. Reva kneels before Darth Vader. Time to report the outcome of her encounter with Obi-Wan Kenobi has come. She has the time to report the outcome of her encounter with Obi-Wan Kenobi has come. Reva reports to Darth Vader that Kenobi has been exterminated. Kenobi is no more. She has completed the mission the Inquisitors have been in pursuit of for a decade. Darth Vader kills Reva. Darth Vader knows Reva has obviously lied. A warrior who could kill Obi-Wan Kenobi, his former master, the man who taught him everything he knows, would never be killed as easily as she was in her final moments. Darth Vader knows Obi-Wan lives. However, with this cruel gesture by the Dark Lord of the Sith, the Jedi's secret remains safe and secure. Darth Vader killed his only chance to learn of his secret son, and Reva, for all her evil deeds, died a little less than a villain. Meanwhile, on Tatooine, Luke Skywalker lives. Leia is with her family on Alderaan. Obi-Wan sees the spirit of the man who plucked Anakin Skywalker from obscurity, Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon asks Obi-Wan what took him so long, as he has been with him the entire time. Kenobi, with his EOP loaded up with his physical possessions, rides off into the sunset.
Whoa.
And that concludes my investigation. That is there's more. There's more to things. There's more things. There's subtleties that are missing. But that is the best that I could do. I gotta say, I worked really hard on it. I don't know if anybody could have got more, to be honest. So thank you, Max. Yeah, but so yeah, I like that idea. Reva's like, well, I'm just gonna go back to work. I killed him, and he just like,
no, you didn't.
Takes her out. He takes her out, and it's solid logic. Because if you could kill Kenobi, you could kill Darth Vader, because Darth Vader knows he just got his ass handed to him in that second fight.
But what if she had the high ground?
Fuck, I didn't think about that. Neither did Anakin. He never does. He hasn't learned anything.
It's these fucking plot holes I left in the films.
That's
coming back to haunt me.
I'm still like my head's still like wrapping around the concept of River going back reporting to Vader, and then he just chops her up. That's gonna be crazy to see on screen. I can't wait to see that. That's huge.
Yeah, it's she seems like she thinks she's just going to be able to like hide the secret, or I guess this is maybe a discussion question to some extent, and tell me what you think. When Reva goes back, is she committing suicide? Is she deciding to kill herself, or does she think she might be able to keep the secret? And
in my head, the guess is that the secret should die with her, right?
Keep him
you
safe.
know? So like Vader taking her out prevents Vader from finding out the secret. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, you know, like using his anger to kind of save the galaxy, you know, is like a calculated guess, right?
Remember that old Batman issue where Batman meets up with Joe Chill, beats the shit out of him, pulls his mask off, and it's like, "Oh, Bruce Wayne, motherfucker!" And then Joe Chill's
You
like,
don't tell Legends of Batman.
Yeah, and then Joe Chill goes out, and then all the other killers are like, "You're responsible for Batman," and they all start shooting him before he could tell all the criminals what Batman's secret identity really is. It's kind of like that, isn't it? In a weird way, like his little thing there, he was cared more about Obi-Wan being alive than about why Reva lied. What was Reva protecting? What was going on there? You know what I mean? And but it's also kind of cool because it in a lot of ways it shows how much Darth Vader has to learn still. And like when we have Qui-Gon Jinn, once again, to go back to that old thing, hope is the key to the rebellion and to seeing the Force Ghost. And Obi-Wan has it now at the end. He's seeing Qui-Gon. Like that's a huge win at the end. He's not alone in the desert anymore. He's with them. Meanwhile, Darth Vader was this close to finding out about his boy, and he fucking killed the very thing that could have led him to him. Yeah, it's crazy. It's cool.
Yeah, I still think
Crazy,
she has some good. Yeah.
What was that, Chris?
I still think that she had some good in her. Like when she, left Luke, and Luke, she knew shit was going to go down. She knew. Like, I do think that she's going back to it. But that's crazy. This report's just blown my mind, dude. Like it's
nice.
Well done. Good scoop, Jade. Good work. It's going to be awesome to see.
Junkbox says, "I love spoilers, but I'm heading out to avoid being totally spoiled. Peace out." That was at 11:37. Okay, maybe you got out in time.
I think it was right out.
I don't know.
I think it was right out.
He's like, "I'm on my way out. Just hold up."
No.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, like I know, like there was somebody on Twitter that was like, "Oh, they're never gonna let a white man, Obi-Wan, kill a black woman. Of course, that's how it's gonna go." Well, a white man kind of did. I mean, if you want to get it, I guess he's in a black costume, but so I don't agree with any of that logic, to be honest with you. I think that's a bit off, but
a bit
off. Yeah. But she does die, but she has an arc. That's the thing about Reva. So does Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's arc starts with him living on a cave floor, hopeless. By the end of it, he's with Qui-Gon Jinn because he's got his mojo back, like I say, and he, everything is moving. And then same thing with Reva. Like she starts off like she has a very like a whole life story in that, but to be clear, no way you could take this as being the Reva show. She's a little kid, taken, becomes an Inquisitor, hunts Obi-Wan. She's after Obi-Wan. She's on his trail the whole entire time. But I mean, and like I said, I did a tweet, and remember Duffy from that really hot chick from MTV back in the 90s.
Yeah.
She's one of the two bad guys chasing Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey and what's his name, and it would be like saying it was be saying like Duff is the main character of Dumb and Dumber. I mean, that's like almost to some extent what it would be like. I mean, but she's more filled out, obviously, in some ways. But it's like when we look at like Book of Boba, where like no one actually has a very complete arc, or an arc that actually is coherent or makes any sense. The arcs in the story do make sense. The only person who I think of the characters though is Darth Vader just still has a lot to like learn. I don't know if I'm curious if we will see any change in Darth Vader throughout this story, because he's very much like he's set in his ways. And Owen, you can't really have any big changes with either, because but Owen giving Luke the 16, that is a development in terms of the story that I think actually connects and matters.
Yeah, I think it's a ballsy move, don't you think? Like killing her off like that. People thought she would survive, a spin-off series, but I think it's great.
Yeah, that was why back in the day when people were like, "There's this Inquisitor show coming out," it's like it's all based off of a character from the Obi-Wan series. I was just like, "Nah, there's not."
You like that?
Yeah, no. I mean, unless they decided to refilm it and have her live, which I don't think would ever happen. I don't think that happens.
I don't want to be like a bitch or anything.
No. Be a bitch.
Oh, no, the part of Reva having like her flashbacks, I hope it's a little bit like heart-wrenching and not like a very bland flashback. Like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that could be very easy to do. I hope it's emotional.
Yeah, I agree. If you're not invested in Reva by that point, if she's not interesting by that point, when we get to that moment and then we go there, then you're right. It probably won't matter. It'll just be like,
right.
okay.
And that's also the difference between a villain like her and Krennic, where you're supposed to sympathize with Reva. You're not really supposed to feel too sorry for this Krennic, dude.
Yeah.
The fucking tyrant's out there going, "See, I told you, he sucks. You knew it's something." No, you're not supposed to sympathize with this asshole. You know?
Yeah.
I'm saying though that like if it were a series and you don't know your villains, you know what I mean? Then you got no choice. You got 6 hours to fill.
Right.
Like, this is a different situation, like whatever. Yeah. Unless we're supposed to watch the day in the life of Obi-Wan for 4 episodes, and we've seen that with Boba. It doesn't hold water for adventures in space,
Yeah, well, but that's like, I mean, if this was a 1 hour 10-minute film, I could see anxiety over other characters having arcs, but it's funny to exist on an internet that will be like, oh, the characters, they have no arcs, they're weak, they're this and that, and then people to go like, oh, the character there's too much character here, there's too much arc.
Yeah, they're all in. Yeah,
it's like, come on, it's like if you can
have movies with no arcs, it's not important. We're in a post-arc society here, right? What's yeah, we had a name for this. I forgot to write it down.
I know she had only one line in the trailer, but I thought she sounded cool. I thought she sounded great.
Yeah,
in the trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think it sounds like a fascinating story, and I think that it potentially the breakout stuff, like I said, will be broken, and the partisans and stuff, like, you know what I mean, like people those are the people that you could have in this 10 years before A New Hope era, like really like during the dark time stuff, like sort of thriving, Yeah. And Young Boomer says Vader has a terrible record with Inquisitors. First Trilla, now Reva, right? Yeah, I mean, it's
why they're all gone by 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah,
he just keeps killing them.
Yeah, he does what he does, and then the Star Wars Rebels guys wipe out the rest of them. So by the time it gets, so in a weird way, they're kind of helping Luke Skywalker, But Travis asks, "What if Reva tells Palpatine the truth? Palpatine then letting Vader kill her. Palpatine knowing everything right then and not telling Vader." Yeah, I don't think that it goes that way because I never heard anyone confirm to me in all of my stuff that Palpatine was in it, at all. Like I always say, I
Yeah,
would love to be
Palpatine
wrong.
legitimately acts completely like there's a kid in the Empire. Like,
In Empire Strikes
you
Back,
know?
he finds
Yeah.
out. Yeah, he finds out, and I think they also committed to the comic book arcs about that stuff. They like when Palpatine figures stuff out and shit like that. And so like, you know, they clearly like know what time it is when they're making the Kenobi show with that stuff. So it's not like it's not a hard dodge. I don't think it's like wanting to do that would make more hurdles than need to exist. But hey, Emil from Bulgaria, what's up, man? First time I ever saw the Revenge of the Sith trailer was a Bulgarian leak. So I've always loved the Bulgarian people for their ability to leak Revenge of the Sith trailers.
Back in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a cam from Bulgaria. Got out early somehow. Dell says Obi-Wan once thought as you do. Shadow says, is Qui-Gon gonna be in it though? Oh yeah, dude. Qui-Gon's all up in it. Qui-Gon shows up in the second fight as a voice in Kenobi's ear, coaching him through the battle. And then because and that's the other thing is Qui-Gon shows up in Obi-Wan's ear as he's fighting Darth Vader because Reva's going to kill Luke Skywalker. So like the importance, it's not just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you beat him? I'm going to help you. There's more to it. The more to it is we got to save Luke. Qui-Gon, and it's kind of cool in a weird way, Qui-Gon is responsible for saving Luke Skywalker. That's something that was never on the table before. We never really considered that as a possibility, that Luke Skywalker exists because of Qui-Gon's interventions. And that's kind of neat. So Star Wars Santa says, it all sounds great to me. So Santa's not getting bad vibes, and that's good. And Dale says it's exactly how I'd write it. So yeah, I
cool
really
for Deborah Chow. No.
Tyrant says Obi-Wan living on a cave floor because he knows Qui-Gon is just gonna piss everywhere.
Blue piss too.
Yeah,
You know?
ectoplasm everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full body apparition of Qui-Gon is at the end. That's true. Yeah, he's a voice. Then he's the full body Qui-Gon, played by Liam Neeson by episode 6 in the final moments. And it's gonna be cool. I think Vader and Obi-Wan is still wrestling with his humanity a bit. Yeah, I think so too, Ben. Like that's the you don't want to start to humanize. When I say humanize, you don't want to start to have the humanity coming out too early because you want Luke Skywalker to be the one who brings it out. But at the same time, like I am curious, like when they talk about Padme and when they talk about like she sensed the good in you, does Vader feel shame? Does he emote shame in any way? Like when he's talking to Luke in Return of the Jedi, and you're saying you were once my father, Anakin Skywalker, and all that stuff to him. You do get the sense that it like there's conflict, there's shame, remorse, all kinds of like different things going on in Darth Vader in those moments. And will that happen here? You know what I'm saying? Or is it just like two old bros who got drunk and now they're fighting outside the bar? They fucking haven't seen each other since high school, and now it's the fight outside. I think it's going to be more than that. I think that when they decided to do this, they decided to put more into it. And when they were filming that stuff, and like it was fresh in the people's minds down there, and in old El Segundo and Manhattan Beach, and I was going out there every morning for breakfast and having a couple dinners too with friends over there to try to talk about this stuff with them. I was really getting the impression that was the case. But also, like, in that moment, do I talk about shame or if they mention Padme, I went the Padme route because that's what you and myself all wanted to know more than anything. What's Padme's involvement? Is Padme in it? To the best of my knowledge, those lines in that fight about Padme are the full extent of it. And I kind of hope it could be done in a creative way, like is the only reason that he gets away because of those moments, stuff like that. Like there's little subtleties that we just don't know about.
She's in it to Qui-Gon Jinn it. Ooh,
In it to Qui-Gon it.
Ooh, come on.
Wow. So
I was with you the whole time, Anakin. Even when I was murdering billions of people, the whole time I loved you anyway. Madly, truly, deeply. When I was slaughtering galaxies, truly, deeply in your eyes. This bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Should not have choked her to death. She would have been a lot of fun.
Based off of that, it sounds like she was into it. Into being choked to death.
The whole time.
Throw it out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I killed the women
appreciates
and the children?
the loyalty. Yeah. All right.
So Star Wars Santa just alerted me to this right now, and we apparently get a couple of new moments, some new shots in here. Santa says, "There's a good picture of Deborah Chow with the Grand Inquisitor and Reva." Oh, that does look cool. Looks like they're trying to get this show some Emmys for Deborah Chow. For the record, I only cover and spoil the Emmy award-winning Star Wars series. I won't do anything that's not Emmy quality, in case anybody was wondering. That's just how serious I take it. That's just what
so big.
It's just how serious of a man I am. So right there.
Look, this is a chance for them to do White Helmet in a sequel to Spaceballs, right?
He kind of looks like
Palpatine
right there.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Huh?
So check him out. He looks good. I think he looks cool.
Yeah, he does. He kind of reminds me of Palpatine, though. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely looks fucking freaky. And you can see that he has the lines in his head that people said weren't there in the two contrasty stuff. Right there, we could see.
Yeah, the
Reva.
texture is just a little bit better in the film. I don't know.
I don't know if I like Reva's pants, honestly. I think I was going to be critical of anything here. Yeah, they look a little like workout pants. Look a little like something you see at the gym as opposed to something in Star Wars to me. But that's
she does those big checkers down the side like in the 90s.
I do 100% approve of Deborah Chow's modern dark Marty McFly look. I think she's rocking it. I think she's doing it. I think she has the headphones on. She has the vest on. It's black instead of orange. She's making it her own.
She's on the skateboard actually. Yeah, on the hoverboard.
She's on the skateboard right now. Yeah. Yeah. Don't need money. Don't need fame, but I need an Emmy because I want to direct this thing. Okay. And then look right here. You can see the Inquisitor has this little symbol there. You can see it pretty. I think I have the pin of that Lucasfilm gave to employees. I should try to find it. I think I have it somewhere. And yeah, you can see the Inquisitor. Grand Inquisitor has the saber on his back, but we can't see it on hers. But I have to assume, since I don't see it on her sides, that she has it on her back too. Which would imply that she has a spinny one too. And if she has a spinny one too, that could justify why Luke Skywalker sees a red spinny thing different than a blue non-spinny thing. Just gonna say. I'm obviously just making justifications here though. It's kind of so weird to see Star Wars characters with masks on, By the way, when I saw Ewan in the car that one day, he was wearing his mask in the car. Like, he takes the pandemic super seriously. He does not fuck around with mask, and I appreciate that. That's a true Jedi warrior. But oh yeah, look, you could get a better look at Owen's costume here too. It's kind of cool. Look at these guys back here. They look like, we're Jedi too. No, you're not. Right here, we got some stormtroopers. Looks like stormtroopers on Tatooine. Oh, look, you can see inside the helmet right there. That's kind of cool. You don't get to see inside the helmets too often,
Right.
for the screen used ones, that is.
Yeah.
So, and right here, she's like, "All right, guys, she has Facebook open. She's playing Farmville, and she's like, how do I maximize my farm? All right, and then that one, we've seen that one a lot. Seen that one a lot. See that one. Oh, look right there. We can see, get a better shot. So that's just a bottle of beer, right?
Yeah.
Right there, you can see the Lars Homestead out there really clearly in this one.
Oh shit, he's sleeping right outside their fucking house.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy, and it's
It's a very Superman-like thing to do, huh, Brian Singer?
Oh no, don't go there.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Ooh, look at him. Look at him. Look at that. Yeah. No, I personally, I don't think
makeup is not as good.
Yeah. I mean, we could. No, I'm saying like it's. I don't think it's fucking complete shit. I just think if people didn't have, see, nobody's criticizing the makeup. They're just criticizing the fact that it doesn't match the cartoon character 1-to-1. So the same thing they did with Cad Bane. Whereas Cad Bane looks fucking brilliant. But
I'm just saying that his race in the other film looks totally different. So.
It has more lines, I think, right?
I'm going to throw it out there that Bruce Spence doesn't look like a human.
Well, there's that too. Think about it. He's alive. They could have cast him,
Yeah.
He's British.
But I mean, yeah, so is this all of the photos? I think we've seen them all now.
Mm-hmm.
But what? Thank you, Sano, for throwing the link to my way for the show. I appreciate it.
It's okay. Look, I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The suit they gave Falcon is puffy. They got to slim that down. It's puffy. Like it's puffy. They got to slim it down. It doesn't fit him right. Like it's fine. It doesn't mean I hate the show. It's not the best work,
Yeah.
So it's all right.
Guys, do we think
the actor's great? The line that he says in that teaser trailer is fucking awesome.
What for
the Jedi? You can smell compassion. It's like a stench, right? Like I love it. Like I'm making fun of it because that's what I do, but this time it's out of love, not out of hate.
I follow. So, guys, do we think we will see Anakin in the Order 66 Jedi Temple opening scene? I was never told that. I just heard it was stormtroopers or clone troopers, and the Jedi running away. Oh, one thing I want to say too is I think those little pods, those little escape pods.
Yeah.
I don't think those are escape pods. I think that I do think those are probe droid. The probe droid pods from the opening of Empire Strikes Back. They're just shooting
after the official trailer, 100%.
Yeah. I think that's what those are. But anyways,
I didn't know you can launch them from the surface of a moon. I thought they were more like a ship thing, but okay.
Sure. Yeah, you just do however you want, Come on, Rob. That was a huge misrepresentation of my "fuck Tony Gilroy" statement. Also, I love exactly how Krennic is used in Rogue One, says Tyrant.
I meant "fuck Tony Gilroy" in a whole other way. Don't misrepresent me. Well, so my middle name is Misrepresent. Like it's Rob Misrepresent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Star Wars Anthony says, joining late, just heard the Qui-Gon wing responsible for saving Luke. Fuck, sounds amazing. Love it. Cool, man. How's it going, Mr. Anthony? Yeah, I think it's pretty good, man. Honestly,
had Obi gotten him a pod racing toy, he might have driven himself into a wall. I love pod. Oh shit.
Ben Bamboo says, I just hope he's not still human enough to point out where it undermines his turn back in Return of the Jedi. Exactly. That's exactly like why I think like really that's why like in terms of resolution and any kind of like movement from the evil side, Reva is that's why she exists. That's the only way you can do it. It's the only way. Did a cat just take a big shit?
No.
Oh, I thought you like sprayed the camera with something. You were like, psh.
No, no, the lighting gets brighter if I move a certain direction. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. So.
Oh, okay. So Ben says, I hate how human Reva looks. Well, she is human though. I mean, and she's not, and she's young. So
Yeah, the Inquisitor is an alien. He didn't turn Sith-like and shit. Like
yeah,
like
he's not human.
And Count Dooku didn't fucking turn all craggly and evil-like and shit. Like, like Darth Maul's actually, he's just a Zabrak. Like he didn't turn all. I mean, other than the eyes, and that's a Sith thing. They're not Sith, so yeah. He wanted Reva to be a Plo Koon. Let's be honest. He just wanted that wavy head. I want Koon to do this when they're going with the sabers and shit. Like he's like.
Yeah.
Do.
Young Boomer says, damn, Grand Inquisitor looks way better in that picture. So that's good. I mean, I like I said, I haven't thought it looked that bad, but I have to see the show to like really know how it feels. How does it feel when he's speaking? Are his lines working, or is it just distracting in a bad way? Because it could go that way. Travis Mitchell says Vader in Return of the Jedi is so tame compared to prior films. He doesn't harm a single person until his fight with Luke, coming off conflicted, as if he put in his 2 weeks notice as Vader. Yeah. He's like
when I was a kid.
Well, when he like he has an attitude of like, we're going to the Emperor now, fucking like nothing matters, there's nothing we can do. He does feel very defeated though at the same time. So there is that. There was I think there was a scene that was cut of Vader killing the Grand Moff Jared, however you say his name, and some of the royal guards. But
it was like a choke or something.
Yeah, when Vader
Lucas
goes to meet
was
Palpatine,
choking,
and then they were like, they didn't do it because of anti-choking stuff. They just got rid of the whole segment for speed.
No, I'm not saying anti-choking. I'm paraphrasing. He thought it would that move was a little played out. Like you do it over and over again, and then it's like it becomes comical.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so. I agree. So congrats on a great day for MSW. May the force be with you all. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Mr. Mike. Tyrant says that is actually a shot of Chow and some stormtroopers watching Mike Zero to have a good laugh on set. Oh no,
that's a good one.
Ben says Cad Bane looked a lot more accurate and better than the Inquisitors and Obi-Wan do. Yeah, I'm gonna
like the makeup work on Cad Bane.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was cool when I watched the gallery thing last night that his like when he moves his mouth, that really is. I wasn't sure how they did the mouth. I didn't know if it was CGI or if it was I didn't know how they made that mouth work. But they they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you.
Sorry.
Released the Jared Gerard cut. Dude actually hesitates to fire the Death Star in one scene. Yeah, he's like, so like and like all of that stuff. Obviously, that doesn't need to be in the movie whatsoever. But it was fascinating. It was conceptually interesting, that you would have that happening. But conceptually.
No, I thought you said conceptually.
No, but yeah. So, well, I don't know. Is there anything more to say on this, or have we done it all? I feel like today, in totality,
I think you did a lot.
Said what there is to say about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We are living in the golden age of MakingStarWars.net.
Right?
It is the golden age.
Right? It was.
So are they finished with any announcements or anything or whatever they did?
I mean, it's 12:09 on the West Coast right now, so we're like at lunchtime. So it's not necessarily like out of the realm of possibility that more stuff could be on the way or something else could come. Ewan McGregor was supposed to have been on Kimmel, who has a fill-in hosting it because he was exposed to COVID. So we could have something from Ewan. We could have a new clip. For all we know, they're going to show the Thea trailer. I have no idea what to expect. I
would imagine the trailer.
Yeah.
You get that right on primetime TV.
Yeah.
free of
Oh,
charge.
thank you, Neil.
Well,
Neil, thank you for the
time.
$5 super chat, Mr. Neil. I appreciate it, man. A lot. It means a lot when you guys support the channel and the work and stuff. Oh yeah, so Ben Bamboo says, imagine if Reva was an Asajj Ventress Aura Singh type instead. Seemed like a missed opportunity for a more impactful turn to light versus an already good-looking human turning good. Yeah, I will have to look at it after it comes out and like really evaluate, was it worth it? You know what I mean? Like making her just a human person. What was that a good move? Did we get more emotion out of it or no? Because there when it comes to like makeup and stuff, like there's times when I've been into Star Trek and I'm actually like really into it, like an episode or something, and the people look ridiculous, and then all of a sudden I go, this is ridiculous. As I look at like how stupid the alien actually looks, it's where the story is working great. You know what I mean? But you see it and it's like, what? This is kind of crazy. So we won't have any of those moments in this, you know. And but like I said, yeah, you could have a point when all is said and done, but we got to see it to make that evaluation, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars Center says, any thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett gallery episode? I thought it was interesting to hear where their heads were at for some of it. Like everyone's asking what Grogu's up to. It was interesting when Jon Favreau called Book of Boba Fett basically season 3 of the Mando. It goes to show, like, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like you could see like where they were kind of stepping out of their lane and trying to grow it while probably internally pitching it as more of the same thing that they wanted. That was kind of like my takeaway from it, you know, in a way. And boy, the writing in the script sounded beautiful in a few of those moments too.
It did.
when he was
When he
like,
was reading that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gotta blame the director for not bringing that beauty to those sequences, you know.
Yep. Especially when they got great concept art that goes with it too.
Yeah.
I didn't see any concept art at the end of any episode that let me think it was worse in the concept art phase. You know, that's where I was like, this has to be a director problem, because especially that first episode, just some of the lighting and like the Tuscan huts and shit and the concept art is so dramatic and so iconic. And then you get to the episode, it's like, yeah, just fucking dark. You know, you're like, great job, folks.
Well, when they were there's a moment where Filoni's like, I don't know how he shot that much. He shot so much. I don't know how he did it. And we know exactly how he did it. He just kept shooting. Like, he just shot a lot, and he sort of went with the quantity over quality, hoping to save it in the edit, classic Star Wars style. This is a TV show, and there was a lot more time for subtlety, a lot more time to grow things, and it wasn't taken. Like I thought Robert Rodriguez seemed a little crazy to me too. It seemed a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy, yeah. It seemed a little wild. But I
think the episode that matches the
best
concept
part.
art the most is 6, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, but the best part, dude, have you seen it yet, Rob, or no?
Nope. You can spoil it. I don't care.
Oh yeah,
I'll watch it.
I mean,
I got so excited about winning this morning.
If Disney Gallery
everywhere, so.
if Disney Gallery is your line,
we both have got one right. So don't
yeah, but this is a much bigger win because you've been taunting me for months. Like every freaking other day, it's been this, and you haven't even been here when the comments. Oh, when's Rob getting the Jack in a Box? I mean, it's in the comments. It's everywhere. I mean. Believe me, I was doing the Ghostbusters, you know, the ghost when he's dancing, like in the Ghostbusters cartoon, you know, and he's just like jumping around everywhere. Yeah.
Can I ask what your reaction was when you saw that tweet, that new trailer coming today? What were you thinking of when you saw that?
Me?
What? No, Rob.
When I had to watch it to make sure there was new footage. Okay. I checked the time. It's a minute 39. I saw the name official trailer, and then I had to go and make sure new footage, okay, all right. And then I immediately sent it to Jason. And then I gloated to James, and I waited till you're on the show to let you know how I felt. I started making memes.
Yeah, I got like a tweet when the tweet came out almost right away, somebody sent it to me, and I was sleeping. It's like really early in the morning here, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta wake up. And I fell back asleep. And then Rob messaged me. But when Rob messaged me, and I looked at it, he actually sent me the actual trailer. I thought Rob was sending me the "it's coming" thing, and I was like, "Yeah, I know Rob doesn't know. I know. I forgot to tell Rob because I went back to sleep." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Rob sent me the trailer, and I like went and got in the shower. Like, I need to wake up.
I started playing "Can You Feel It" by the Jacksons.
But
Right?
anyways,
on a loop, right?
What I was gonna say was, if the Book of Boba Fett gallery was your spoiler line, that would be fucking crazy after the day that we've had today of what we've talked about. If that was where you're like,
right,
whoa, what? Yeah. So, but there's this moment when Robert Rodriguez does his own like visual effect where he human centipedes himself to make the monster, where he's playing the lower half and then he plays the upper half of the monster, the sand monster. So it looks like Rodriguez sticking his own head up his own ass. And I was like, that might be symbolic for this production. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
I love the concept of that monster. It's just the fight choreography, the execution is weak sauce dog shit. Just, sorry, I've seen a guy choke a monster out on Tatooine with a chain before. Sorry, a woman. I don't need to see this again. There's plenty of things you can do. They got all the talent in the world to conceptualize any. I got anime about playing volleyball that's more dynamic than that fight. All right,
I'm okay with I'm okay with it being a Ray Harryhausen fight within the confines of Ray Harryhausen. Fine, like that is cool. To me, we have the bigger fish to fry, like you've said before. Why is he pining for his father? What was the point of that? Where does that tie into the rest of the narrative? Things like that. I care more about that than I think they did a Ray Harryhausen.
What do you mean nobody?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I like not. It's the other stuff. It's like there's this moment where he talks about how Fennec. He's all, we have that Fennec look, and it's like, I'm sorry, but that Fennec look does not cover up your lack of a script at times. It doesn't cover it. The Fennec look isn't solving what you think it's solving. It's you being more in love with your characters than anybody realistically should be. That's just how it read to me. You know what I mean? And like, I think Fennec, unlike Reva, Fennec has absolutely zero arc. They actually sold me on the idea that she had an arc as I was watching it. I started to believe
if she had been like the captain of these mods, and they became her little like squad of security squads, and she's like, I'm a mod, you're a mod, like they're all modding out and shit. There'd be something there, Well,
like, it's not even. It's not. Max is going to catch us later because her connection is dying. But all right, we love you, Max. We'll see you soon. But basically, yeah. But to me, it's not even that. It's like, why does she go with Boba? Why does she stay with Boba? Why is there never actually any real grounded conflict between the two over the course of 7 parts of the story? All of that, like she's just like, okay, I'm sticking around, and then she moved in. They live together now. Like that's just it. I mean, it's
it's bizarre.
If she was Chewbacca, it would be okay.
Yeah.
If that was what happened to Chrysanthemum, and Chrysanthemum was now his Chewbacca, I would want that to happen. But you know what I mean? But if they had gone that way, that would have been fine. But instead they she's a person, and it just doesn't really she just doesn't really do anything. So but thankfully it didn't take anything away from Boba Fett. Oh, but then Mando shows up and takes away the show from Boba Fett and Baby Yoda and Luke Skywalker. And but anyways, but you can see how they were conceptualizing it. And marketing, I think, is usually bad with Star Wars, so I don't really care about it. So fuck it, I'll say. But knowing that they saw that they really see this as season 3 of Mandalorian, it lets me in certain ways. I think it makes me forgive it a little bit more. Like whenever I can empathize with what the creatives are attempting to do.
Mando should have been in way sooner. It should have been like at least 2 episodes. If it's a 3rd season of Mandalorian, unless you call it the Mandalorians and it's about different Mandos.
I'm not saying it absolves
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not saying it absolves it. It just
Tales
makes
of
me,
the Mandalorians.
it makes me empathize a little bit more with the what the fuck were they thinking kind of thing that I tend to ask myself when I holistically look at the construction of that series, you know. Young Boomer says, after watching Gallery, I like to see a second series now based on how love Tim and Ming Na had for the show. I hope that isn't the last we see of them. I will say I don't think that she's there's nothing wrong with her. She didn't do anything wrong. They didn't give her anything to do. They said we'll give her an 80s fucking, you know, look of like that just does not solve the script's issues. And that's on Favreau and ultimately the director, you know.
Yeah, they do a second series because someone has a real good take. You don't do it because the actors love their role. Like that's not a good reason to do anything. Like, hey, you know who loved playing fucking the John Carter of Mars? You keep making them, you know, like it's, you know, he loved that. So, like, you know.
Young Boomer says George telling Kathy Kennedy if they ever bring Boba back, it has to be with Tim because of what I was like to work with. Thought that was great. Yeah, actually, like when you see the footage of Tamara Morrison, you could tell he's elated to be there. You could tell that when he was doing all of the stuff, he was putting himself into what they gave him 100%. There is no doubt about that, you know. And so hopefully they Empire Strikes Back it. If the first season was a little bit too sunny, once we got down to the main story beyond the flashback stuff, a little too sunny, on the next one, we actually give them some sort of like conflict, some reason to clash because they're not very interesting just being best friends because I got you every time. Yeah. We need more. We need more.
Way more than that. And I also thought that your idea of using Daniel Logan as the flashback Boba Fett, you know, it was fantastic, you know.
Like, making it further back, making some of that stuff have more.
Yeah, I mean, you could do an episode or the flashbacks or when he was younger. Yeah, like the younger versus older or something, you know.
I watched it. I put it on in the background one day. I set it on. I was cleaning the house. And I was like, you know, where they kind of missed a big opportunity was the stuff with his father, where he's missing, like they even say it in the script. He's now part of a tribe, part of a family. And we see, oh, that's the connective thing to the daddy leaving stuff at the beginning. We do not, we get the family stuff in a way when he's part of the tribe, but it does not actually connect back in a very coherent way. They really make us work for a lot of that. I feel like more than we should have to. I thought that he had a good relationship with the mother and the son, and it was sort of strange because the chief and Boba needed a stronger relationship. They needed to they needed to bond stronger than they did to make that theme bolder on screen. I could see how it was might have been there in the script, might have been there in the text, but it was not there, I think, in the final.
Plus, what is it like when you have a face that's the most hated face in the fucking galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
like just one of the bigger missed opportunities. I mean, your face was cloned a gazillion fucking times, you know? You're directly responsible for like allowing the Empire to fucking grow. Like that your face. Like, you know, like, keep taking that helmet off. Like people, you know, there's people who will remember that shit. Like, you're not going to forget the face of it. If a bunch of Adolf Hitlers, you know what I mean? Like a whole army of them took, you know, you're never going to forget that face. Like, it's just, there's just all sorts of ideas that when people are like, I love my character, that doesn't mean shit to me. Like, I don't care how much you make me love your fucking character. You know what I mean? Like, make the average person who's never seen this shit love your shit. Don't because you love it. Who cares?
Arya hopes to make a second season for Kenobi, and yeah, I mean, like the thing about doing it, I'm not against it, but because like I said, Obi-Wan, I think I would be okay with Obi-Wan Kenobi having one big adventure every 2 years.
Yeah,
it's just living a real life as a Jedi in seclusion, but knowing like what's at stake and what's going on and the happenings, I'm okay with it personally. But it would now, this story that we talked about today sets everything up. So what you have on the table left is the mystical stuff with Qui-Gon. Like Qui-Gon's there, and we could call it a day with Qui-Gon if we wanted to. But we could also go and say, like, you know what? There's more things. You need to go to this place and, you know, fucking Bamboo Bazoo. And when you get there, Solana.
Or just Solana. He goes to the wrong one. And he ends up with
yeah, you know what I mean? Though, like there's arcs and stories that they can tell. I mean, even things like a movie I love, Green Knight. That guy's just supposed to be going to that one place, but look at all of the things that happen in Green Knight on the way. Yeah, that he hits, and so we could take that kind of stuff and play with. They could take that stuff and play with it, and do another one. I personally think that if this show comes out and it has more views than anything that they've ever done before, if it rocks it by far, and the trailer, if I remember right, the teaser trailer has more views than the Boba stuff ever did.
Yeah.
And so I expect Obi-Wan Kenobi to be bigger than Book of Boba. And if that happens, and if it's a true big gap, they're going to bring back Ewan McGregor. That would be crazy not to. That's my opinion. But gallery episode was great. Was great. Classic Lucasfilm. Yeah, like I had a little bit of cognitive dissonance though as I was watching it, because it does what television used to do to me when they would be talking about some shitty movie. Wow, The Truth About Cats and Dogs looks like the best movie that's going to come out all year based on what E's telling me right now. Like they're very good at that behind the scenes PR, like real kind of stuff. And I felt like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I felt a little, I don't know, manipulated. I don't think that's the right spirit for it. But I think that they were pushing it was a little bit. I don't think we agreed with how good the end product of that series was. But
I can't wait to watch it. Yeah, get my reaction.
No, it's not egregious or anything like that. Like for the most part, it's pretty. It's like there's like moments where they're like right now, like we're all thinking, people are wondering like what's up with Grogu, so we need to go and do that. Like they feel like they have to go and do that is how it's presented. In reality, I think it was more like you guys should probably get Grogu into this because you know people want to know about that Grogu. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Filoni, people want to know what's up, and they're like, okay, I bet you. I'm sure it's not that nefarious, but I bet you, they don't show any of that side of the creative process. What was kind of cool though was one of the parts about it. They have some moments where they show like letting them experiment with the deep fake stuff and how they came about to create the deep fake technology, how it's evolved. They acknowledge how much better they've got compared to the first appearance of Luke Skywalker and stuff. And in that kind of shit right there, I thought that was a little bit more candid than I expected, and I appreciated it. But I also think that if they know history is going to look at this two ways, and one way is not kindly, and the other way is, wow, look where they got and how far they've come. So I think they're trying to be on the right side of how we look back on these first deep fake things, because they are going to truly be laughable in a decade. And
anything that looks realistic will always look laughable within 5 years. Like this is it's just our perception of what is realistic constantly changes. Yeah, which is why I always try to cite a little bit more on the painterly than the photo accurate, if you want it to last,
Yeah, style. I don't mean style over substance, but something that is beautifully stylized can become timeless, as opposed to, well, there it is. It's boring, real but boring. Ben Bambo says, my confidence in the Filoni Favreau team took a big hit after Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, me too. Not necessarily, to be honest with you. What I saw in Book of Boba Fett were the same weaknesses that I have always seen in Dave, the Dave Filoni side of things. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean but the good thing about Filoni is he always comes back better. So far, he's almost always come back better. even when something gets reset, like Rebels starts, in my opinion, really pretty good, but then it gets really bad, then it comes back better. Like it tends to be how he operates. And so that's why that's why I'm not really against there being a more Book of Boba Fett if they should do it, because I think number one, there's probably only better places to go with it than where we've gone, and they won't have to rely on how we got here anymore. We're there now.
I just don't want singular voices in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they have a big voice right now, those two. And right now they've sort of controlled the voice, especially post Revenge of the Sith. Rise of Skywalker. And so like it's fucking acronyms, man. The colors get me all fucked up in my head.
Yeah.
But we just need more voices, you know, creatively than the same cats. Because they're gonna write any artist you can hear, you know, you can see their style, you can hear their choices in music. You know, you can hear John Williams and Superman, right? And you can, for good or for bad, you can hear that. So it's like you can hear the Harry Potter show up in Star Wars and vice versa. You know, like the Phantom Menace is more Harry Potterish than it is Star Wars in a lot of ways, and then it goes into Harry Potter right before there was Harry Potter. So like, it's just that these guys have had such a control that I'm like, there has to be more people there has to be some A-level proven talent who watch Book of Boba Fett go, man, I can fucking pitch a season 2 with these people. Here's where you can go, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying I just need someone who's like, I got a fucking vision. I know where I'm going to go. Not, well, we thought it would be kind of fun to put the characters and just have them stare at the camera and, you know what I mean? And what's Grogu up to? And you know, what are the mods doing? And is Chris Shannon, you know, maybe he's hanging out with the Rancor, and him and the Rancor trainer and Danny Trejo kind of team up a little. I want to see that shit. Like, give me a real fucking, it's only 6 episodes, so give me an extended movie, right? I like that Moon Knight. And so far, I'm hoping the Obi-Wan way, where if it's not a procedural template, the Mandalorian's a little bit more of a procedural. He's got a job, he's got a mission, does it, and then there's a story within a procedural. Boba Fett, like, it's a very specific thing to do. You don't turn Boba Fett into a procedural show like Chips. Like, I just don't want that with that dude, you know? Unless it was about his younger days when he had hundreds of little bounty hunting missions and shit, you know? Like,
so you want Lucasfilm to be a bit more like Marvel and have a bit more diversity in their directing and writing?
No, I want them to. Yeah. Well, they do that at Marvel. They do that. Marvel Studios book has done a good job. Like, it's a PR piece, but they do a good job of explaining. One of the things they did since the very beginning is a producer sticks with the project from its inception, only with that project through to the end. Yeah. So you don't have one producer like Kathleen Kennedy saying, well, today I got meetings on Back to the Future, and then we're talking about Temple of Doom, and I got Willow in the back. They're not doing that like a producer would handle multiple projects. A producer on a Marvel piece is with them through the end.
Yeah.
Right? So I want them to bring on people, you know, if John and them want to be just producers, fine, but they need to bring on whoever is going to be the showrunner, the show execute, the direct, whatever that fuck that is, however they want to handle that, needs to have like a different voice and a different take than these two cats.
The one of the big takeaways is Robert Rodriguez, when he gets like the script for the final episode of Book of Boba, he actually lobbies to Favreau to let him direct it. So that was actually a very telling moment about who was actually running that show. It's not actually Rodriguez. But right. Rodriguez was like the executive producer, but Favreau is the showrunner on that.
Yeah,
and so
because he wrote it. That's what I figured, because he wrote them. Like, typically in television, whoever wrote it. No, that's not always the case. Certainly not the case on Obi-Wan, but that's being run more like an extended movie. Yeah. And I just think like, if they're doing limited episodes like 6, it's better as an extended movie than trying to pretend it's some kind of procedural series. Because in a procedural series, you kind of need the repetition of the job, the repetition of the premise. Like Buffy, you wouldn't have remembered that series if it was 6 episodes. You know what I mean? Like a season. You kind of need the procedural turn, the continuation of their little. Now it's the vampires, and now it's this monster, and now it's this big bad, and that's, you know. Otherwise, I don't know where they're going at with this. You know, like it's just odd. Yeah. So it could just be like it was that whole season, whatever, was odd all the way through, and it showed up on screen, and it's still odd. Like it's the whole thing is, and that happens sometimes. Everyone comes together for the right project, right idea, and everything's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Ari asks, is there any end scene on episode 6 after the credits? I don't believe so. Unless, yeah, I don't think there is. And I have to say, if he rides off into the sunset on the EOP, how I heard,
best way to end it.
yeah, I don't know if you go and you do anything else after that. You know what I mean? It kind of
he gets into a pod, but the pod falls down, it gets up and flies away. Right?
At the end, Reva gets up.
Reva, when we're going, we don't need any Revas, right?
Yeah. No, she's on the mod slab and she's just getting some new parts.
She gets new parts. She looks, yeah.
Ben says, I hope we need Filoni to succeed. He's so important to Star Wars and Lucasfilm. Yeah.
I'm excited for Ahsoka. I think that's going to be, I like what he did on Mando with the ones he directed and stuff. So,
yeah. If Ahsoka becomes compelling, or if it becomes sort of a tired feeling like it should have been a cartoon, but they just didn't live action because why the fuck not? I'm that's what I fear it becomes. You
fear it becomes Boba season 2.
Yeah, well, it's like for it's like I don't think Boba could have been a cartoon.
Yeah,
but the Ahsoka series with all of the people who are in it and whatever the story is, I hope we feel like this needed to be live action, because that's what the one thing about it is when you're making all of these characters jump from that. I mean, other than the going, what would it be like if they were all live action? You know what I mean? Like that's cool. I get that to some extent. I get the idea, but when something worked in animation so well, why fuck with it? In a way, sometimes I do wonder about that. But once again, that's not based. I mean, that's just like something I think they had to ask themselves, and I hope they had a good answer. You know what I mean for what it was. But Ben says Charles Soule just got a big promotion at Lucasfilm to a much bigger creative role, which is huge. Love what he's done with Star Wars comics run. Yeah, I don't really follow that stuff too closely in some ways, but I'm wondering if with all of the High Republic productions that we are hearing about and his involvement, if that is sort of like why they're like, this guy knows all the stuff. This guy's like, you know what I mean? This guy's like our guy who's making like a lot of the choices. So maybe that's why he got that or something. I don't know, but Book of Reva confirmed, says Young Boomer. Mike says, as a nerd, I'm having an incredible week. And Mr. Porter, it's been a good week. I can't lie. It's been a good May 4th. I am very glad that on this May 4th they released a Star Wars trailer for Kenobi. I'm glad they actually did that. You know what I mean? Like it was completely realistic that they wouldn't have done that.
Wait, Charles Soule wrote that War of the Bounty Hunters, didn't he?
Yeah.
You need to look that up. I don't remember. Yes, he did. Yeah, it's War of the Bounty Hunters is.
Yeah, I'm less impressed.
Wow.
Look, I'm not shitting on him. I'm sure he's a fantastic writer. I'm just saying, I'm just not interested.
No, I'm not against Charles Soule. I don't have any bone to pick or anything like that. But I'm also like not like cheering about it. You know what I mean? I kind of want to see what.
Yeah, I'm less jumping up and down for joy hearing that the people who conjure up the Marvel comics are in charge of creative at Lucasfilm. Just put it down. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying any of that. Yeah. I'm just saying, am I excited based on the previous work? As of right now, no. So.
Yeah, well, and we for what it's worth, maybe, just maybe with the limitations and the bullshit that and the hoops that must be jumped through, maybe he did some amazing creative things that impressed them when they were thinking it might be shit. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. I actually like I said in the War of the Bounty Hunters, when you get to all of the players on the stage at the auction for Han Solo, it's fantastic. It's fucking fun. it's just a lot of fluff to get there that you're like, you
20
actually
some
took
issues.
you took
We
advantage.
quit.
Yeah, it was. It's like, yeah, it was more, and that might just be more of Marvel demanding a quantity of things that, you know, who
possible.
knows? Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know the comics industry. Young Boomer says, change my avatar to the Grand Inquisitor. Could you tell? Fair enough.
Is that supposed to be the dude, the boss from SpongeBob?
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
funny
human
about that.
version? Yeah, it's hilarious.
Ben says Charles did the Great Vader and Padawan Obi-Wan comics.
All right.
Yeah.
I hear you. Look, I'm not telling you to not be excited. I'm telling you how I am. Like, you know.
Sure. Well,
So-
I mean, at the same time, it's like, I mean, people enjoy Stephen King books. Stephen King scripts aren't exactly anything to write home about, are they? You know what I mean?
And I went to one of those radio show early previews, you know,
Mhm.
for the Dreamcatcher. Back before that came out. What a fucking, I mean, I wish I could have walked out, but I didn't drive, so I was stuck there with my uncle, you know. I was like, this
Yeah.
fucking movie, man. Get me out of this fucking film. I don't know how a movie with Morgan Freeman is fucking driving me up the fucking wall, but oh man. Oh, and the Donnie Baldwin or one of those Baldwin guys was in there. Just wasn't good, man. Duddits. It's not.
We had
not good,
we had a Baldwin on it.
Yeah, playing a person with mental disabilities.
It's been a while since I've seen that one. In my brain, for some reason, I get it confused with the other one. The one with like that Kasdan did with the cabin. Is that the same one?
Yeah, that's it. That's Dreamcatcher.
Oh, it is the same one. Okay.
Lawrence Kasdan. That's why when
Yeah.
I'm like, look, Lawrence Kasdan. Well, you know, he put together so yeah, but they're Dreamcatcher. I don't know. It's two different Kasdans we're talking about here, you know. And look, even Ridley Scott, you know, can make a great movie and then fucking go down Robin Hood film with Russell Crowe and shit about the Magna Carta, not from, you know, like, and then come back up with The Martian and, you know, so like it.
So you're
weird.
saying Great Scott, not Great Scott.
Great Scott.
Great Scott,
Great Scott.
not Great Scott.
Look, if your last name is Scott, do you name your kid Great? Just so you
Oh yeah.
do you pull for that one? Do you?
Great Doc Brown Scott. That's what I call him.
Yeah.
Dengar Renegade says, if Vader and Obi-Wan fought, how would Vader not sense Obi-Wan is protecting someone or something important? But in Rebels, Maul could sense that he's protecting someone. I mean,
Right.
well, Reva figures it out on Tatooine, I think, or I don't know. Reva I think gets little clues, but Reva figures it out, and so does Maul. Anakin's is kind of dumb. He's a dumb jock.
Like, where does
Chad.
Superman hide the boots? Sometimes you're just gonna have to let it go. You know,
Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, here's the other thing though. And I'm because I don't know the answer, but you know, just to like play with this Dengar Renegades question. What if he does sense he's hiding something, and when he sees this little village of Force sensitives that the partisans on Jabim are you know, saving, maybe that's his read of it. Maybe they work as a red herring for Vader in the end, you know. But I will also say, and you bring up a good point. I like where your head's at, Dengar, with this, where you're with Vader senses Luke had a sister, but he is reading Luke's anxiety in the moment. Yeah. Luke is thinking
He's
of
in
her,
the room with him,
and
Luke is actively thinking about Leia.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan is Obi-Wan's a Jedi Master. Luke's a glorified Padawan when you really get down to it. So him reading Luke's mind is a lot different than at that moment than I think reading Kenobi's and stuff.
Yeah,
so
if Kenobi had thought about J. Edgar Hoover, then Vader would be like, J. Edgar Hoover can come down and kill us all. But,
well, the question still though, it still goes on beyond this. When they get to the Death Star and his son is there with Obi-Wan Kenobi, why doesn't Vader read it then? You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. That's just kind of what you gotta.
Yeah,
you have to.
what we mean by me, I am the Lord, and I hadn't written that shit yet, so that's
Lord.
something you're gonna have to get past.
Lord with her little ukulele. Ben Bamboo says he sensed his lingering lust for Leia. Oh man.
Boner. I sense you have a boner for your sister. Oh shit. Twin sister.
It's a good thing Vader wasn't like, so Leia, are you seeing anyone? You know, it was a good thing that didn't go that way, because they could have made it real bad, you know. And he's midlife crisis age. It's completely possible. But yeah, well, I think I feel tired. I think we did it. I think we hit
4
on
hours today, Jason.
we did a
4
lot.
hours of show.
We did a lot. We hit on all of the stuff. Palpatine and Andor. I don't know, Johannes. Gotta say, don't know. I think it's possible. I still think Bad Batch is the most likely one, but we have Emperor's Royal Guards. Stands to reason it's possible. That is an Andor. We could have what's his name? Masamita.
We don't have to do show tomorrow, right? We can take tomorrow off.
Yeah,
4 hours,
tomorrow.
right?
We'll take tomorrow off. I mean, yeah. We'll have to see. I'll have to see how they, you know, what all comes out and stuff like that. If any of you guys are tired, if anything else comes out and you guys are tired, I'll send you the invite. If you're too tired, no worries.
Just be on there super chatting you. I should just be on the show. Like,
you know, you're gonna
save money that way.
You know, if you're gonna pay me, just go in the chat. I mean, no, but
shaky.
Yeah, if anything interesting happens, I plan on jumping back on. If anything cool goes down or whatever, and then yeah, tomorrow, and we'll see if we'll. I don't know. I'm gonna see how exhausted I am today. Got my kids tonight too, so I'm gonna go through this day and then get my kids from school in a couple hours and start all the way over with my day. So I'll see how alive I am. But if anything else goes down, anything happens, I'll be on to cover it. And we'll see how tomorrow goes. Also, we'll see what there's any reaction. I mean, there's always a chance that the spoiler territory we went into today was too much. Might have been people who followed all the spoilers go, oh, that's where I stop. You know, I don't get to the very end. Like, so I'm not sure if there will be any reaction to this or not. So we'll have to see. But yeah, but I want to thank everybody, all my friends and sources down in Manhattan Beach. I love you guys. Thank you guys for helping me this last year, and for all of the tips and the information and the good times, and for being there during the bad times too. I appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. And we'll get together soon. There's more Star Wars being made. There's always more Star Wars being made. And make sure you like the videos that we did today and subscribe to the channel and all that jazz. And and we'll keep doing it. Otherwise, we won't. We'll just go away. Like I said yesterday, we'll just quit and go away. You'll never see us again. Well, you might see these guys again, but you'll never see me again. Because when I go away, I'm a ghost, a phantom. I'm like Kenobi in the desert, living on cave floor. You'll never fucking find me. You could try. You'll never fucking find me. But anyways, thanks everyone, and thanks everyone who hung out with us all day. Have a good May 4th, and be cool, and be cool with the spoilers. You know, don't go post them in public, like I said a million times. You know what I mean? You could talk about them in places that's appropriate, like the comment sections of these videos, but don't go and blot about, oh god, I can't believe Reva dies as your Twitter topic of the day or whatever, you know, shit like that. Be cool, but
watermark it.
Yeah. But I'll probably be back on tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how we feel.
Fine.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Fine.
And
we got to be on tomorrow because I got to watch.
Gallery?
Gotta watch Spreezy here eat some Taco Bills.
Oh,
nothing good. You gotta get the shittiest shit on the menu, bro.
I'm a man of my word.
I don't want you coming in here and be like, "Here's some guacamole." Like that don't count, bro.
True. You're right.
All right.
guacamole. I tried. It didn't work. All right, everyone. Bye. Thanks, guys. Thanks, dudes. See you guys later.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go.
It's not about spaceships.